Hi, I'm Kevin Harrington, an original shark from Shark Tank. Ultimate Bundles connects you with the best teachers online.
So here are the 4 questions I'm going to answer first inside of this presentation. Number 1, why are we not living in the paperless future that was promised to us? You knew that, right? Like, we're supposed to be paperless. We're going to be paperless. Everything's going to be digital. We don't need paper. Isn't that what we thought in the 2000s and the early 2010s? Like, we're supposed to be paperless. And yet we're not. And I'm here to tell you that if you're an American, you never will be. And that's kind of a bold statement, like, never? Are you sure, Lisa? Like, never, ever, ever? Yes, never, ever, ever. You know why? Because as soon as you're born, you get a birth certificate and a social security card, and you need to keep track of them until the day you die. And also you need them after death in order to settle the estate. Paper. Paper from the time you are born until after you pass away. And that is just the beginning. America is a capitalist society, and that means that we don't have socialism. Like, we don't have a social form of healthcare. And that's why when you go to your pharmacy, they don't always know what your doctor has prescribed, or your hospital, or or your insurance. Like, they're all different entities that have their own systems, and they don't necessarily talk to each other. Not the case in England. In England, everything's connected because you have socialized medicine. And even if we do get socialized medicine in the United States, we have corporations. Like, we have just way too many individual entities. There is not one system that we all agree on. So we're never going to be paperless. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, writing things down does a couple of things. First of all, it frees your brain so your brain can think. If you're so overwhelmed and you can never think, it's because your brain is a running to-do list. Stop that. Let your brain be able to think. Secondly, when you write things down, it takes all the judgment and the emotion out. Like, when I'm thinking, and I always say the flea and tick medicine whenever I'm talking, because I feel so guilty that I keep forgetting to give my dog flea and tick medicine. I have the reminders on my calendar. I have it in my Sunday basket. Like, I have all the reminders, and yet I still don't get it done. I see it when I'm at work, I forget, and then I'm at work again. And I'm like, I'm such a terrible dog mom. Like, I don't give them their flea and tick medicine when they need it. Like, I feel so bad about not doing a simple task. Yet when I write it down on an index card at work, and I literally carry it with my phone, and I get home and then I hand it to my husband or my daughter, who always do it instantly. I'm like, please give the dogs their flea and tick medicine. They just go and they do it. And when it's on a piece of paper and I say, hey, this is our reminder, we have to go give the dogs their flea and tick medicine, I'm not saying I'm a failure, I don't know how to do anything, like, our dogs are going to be having a horrible life. Like, that's how we talk to ourselves in our brain. But when we write it down on a piece of paper, it just becomes an actionable to do. So for me, it helps me not judge myself as much, and also makes it really easy to verbally and physically hand a task over to a family member or someone at work, instead of just sharing the verbal without the physical piece of paper. Okay, so that leads to number 3. How can we create simple systems to be able to retrieve papers when we need them? You need a system, a Sunday basket. I don't care what you have. You have to have a place where all of these ideas go. But it's not just these ideas. Here are the things that are in my Sunday basket. You want to see? You want to see what's in my Sunday basket? Obviously, the flea and tick medicine, because once you give the flea and tick medicine, you may find out that you need to order it again. So instead of just saying, oh, I'll put it on a to-do list, I literally just put the empty box in my Sunday basket, and then on Sunday, I order more. What about school supplies? You guys picking up school supplies, or a few fun office supplies for yourself, but yet you got them at the store, or you open them out of your package that came to the house, but you haven't put them where they go yet, or maybe you don't even have an office supply area in your house. They can live in the Sunday basket till you need them. When we get out cash on the weekend, my husband and I get out cash on the weekend, I throw it in my Sunday basket until it makes it to my wallet. Oh, come on, you do this. Do you always put cash in your wallet? Like, my husband will hand me money while I'm doing a puzzle on my bed. I'm like, do I look like I have my wallet on me? Throw it in the Sunday basket. I'll put it in my wallet. Oh, you guys, how many times have you found out that the ink at home has run out, but you forgot to order another one. So I don't have this problem anymore because when I replace an ink cartridge at home, I put this in the Sunday basket and I order the replacement right away, even though it's expensive, so that I always have it. See what I mean? It's even physical things, and it's your brain that's on notes, all these little notes and things that you want to read and your mail, all of this. This is your kitchen counter paper pile. Okay, so that's number one. We need a place for our actionable papers, which are mail, DMs, messages, emails, phone calls, all of the actionable to-dos that we have that are not yet done, that we leave on our kitchen counter or we leave unread. We leave it unread on our phone so we don't forget to pick up the Walmart order on the way home. That's how I do it. Is that how you do it? Like, it works. We need a place for that to go so that we can let our brain truly be free. There's 5 kinds of paper. The first 3 are the Sunday basket paper, the mental piles that are in your head that you need to get out on note cards, the kitchen counter piles that come from getting things out of your head and putting them on the kitchen counter. And the third one are these projects that you start, but they're not finished. But where do you do them? All 3 of these kinds of paper go in the Sunday basket. But the paper you are likely thinking about is 2 other kinds of paper. One I already mentioned, which are important papers: birth certificate, social security card, marriage certificate, passport. Like, you only have like 10 really important pieces of paper that you need to know where they are. And when you can't find them, it's an all-out adult scavenger hunt that you really didn't plan on being on. That's important paper. You probably have like a red file that you keep all of those in. And the second kind of reference paper is your file cabinet, which, I mean, is yours good? Mine's not good. I used to organize people in home for 5 years. I went into homes in Cincinnati. I organized people's file cabinets. Man, they were beautiful when I left. They were rainbow colored. Like, I knew where everything was. And as I left, I would sell my clients a maintenance package. And they all bought it. You know why? Because they had no idea what I had done in the file cabinet. And there was no way that they were going to be able to maintain that. And they knew it, nor did they even really care. They're like, great, so my file cabinet is organized. You're going to come back every 4 months or every 6 months. I'll give you all the papers I want filed. And Lisa, you're going to do it. I was like, great, this is good for me. You know, it's recurring revenue as a professional organizer. Until Hurricane Harvey came. And then when Hurricane Harvey came and my friend was in the attic with her medically fragile son and their service dog and the axe so they could break through the roof. And I'm just like, are you kidding me? I live in Ohio. I have no idea what you're talking about. Like, you're trying to escape floodwaters. And then the next week, someone called me from California and they're like, we've got everybody in the car, the dogs, the Sunday basket, the kids. What do I do with my file cabinet? And my friend in Houston was saying the same thing. What do I do about my file cabinet? And in both instances, I said, get out, like, escape. Don't worry about the file cabinet. But we do worry about the file cabinet because even though 85% of what's in there, you'll never need, the other 15% you need. You need it. It's important. It's really hard to replace. You may not be able to replace it because you don't even know what's in there. And I thought, you know what? Even though these file cabinets look beautiful when I leave these homes and even in my own, they're not maintainable. They're not practical, and they definitely are not evacuable. And so I thought, how can I come up with a better system, a more duplicatable, simple system that also will work in the case of an emergency? And so I came up with 4 binders. And I have eliminated my file cabinet. There are 4 that go in binders plus your taxes. Taxes, those can stay in a file cabinet. Other than that, you have household reference paper, which is anything related to your house. The other blue one is household operations. That's how your home does things like travel, pets, holidays, things like that, meal plans, cleaning logs, anything related to just your family. And then the red one is medical and the green one is financial. Pretty much everything you're going to find in your file cabinet will fit in one of these 4 2-inch binders. Can you imagine? Like, can you imagine really just having 4 binders and you just go to those binders and you pull out whatever you need? This only works because you have to get rid of 85% of what's in your file cabinet. You could go ahead and pick any binders you have and already start sorting your file cabinet in these 4 categories: financial, medical, things related to your house that you would give a new homeowner if you were selling, like paint chips and maintenance and all of that, or things related to your family that you would take with you to a new house, like holidays and pets and vacations and all of that. So the binders not only help you create a better system than a file cabinet that is evacuable. But it also helps you get all of the complete information together for someone to be a power of healthcare for you, or for you to be power of healthcare for one of your family members, for someone to settle your estate, or for you to settle the estate of a loved one that you are the executor of their estate, to sell your house, to do repairs, to make an insurance claim on your house, to just have better holidays and better vacations, and know when you have to take the dog back in for their annual checkup. All of those things can be organized inside of binders. So the final question that I promised I would answer is, how much paper do we actually keep and why? How much do we actually keep and why? First of all, we're going to keep all of our actionable paper. Every little scrap of paper that you write to yourself is going to go in your Sunday basket. And I'm going to give you some guilt-free here. It is okay if when you go through your Sunday basket, you have written down on 3 different pieces of paper that you need to get a haircut. It doesn't matter. You can recycle this paper and that will be environmentally friendly. Write it down, get it out of your brain. You need your brain for thinking. On Sunday, you have 3 different papers that say you need to get a haircut. You must really need a haircut. Go ahead and go online, schedule it, and recycle all those pieces of paper. So number 1, we keep all actionable paper until the action is done, and it will usually fit in a Sunday basket. It takes about 6 weeks to get into a Sunday basket habit. Number 2, how much paper do we actually need for the binders? Usually about 15% of what you're actually saving inside of your file cabinet is all the paper that you need to save. I have a whole bunch of tricks about how you get from file cabinet after file cabinet after file cabinet down to these 4 binders. We've had thousands of people do it. They didn't think they could do it either, and they did. Once you learn some of the tricks, you can just get rid of so much. But just knowing that there are 4 categories, that's going to help you get started on reducing the amount of paper that you have. Paper is powerful. You guys, paper is powerful. When you are evacuating, when you are settling a estate, when you are battling for your life, you want that paper to talk to the lawyer, the doctor, the insurance company, the whatever. Like, when you have a piece of paper, the highest level in law and medical, they take you more seriously. If you verbally share the same information that you have on a piece of paper, paper trumps your verbal knowledge every single time and twice on Sunday. Like, it just always does. And it reduces the emotion and the judgment you have on yourself, so you can better advocate for yourselves and others. So we will never be paperless, but we can have a lot less paper.